Well, like out here, you can hear that roar. It doesn't matter what hole you're on, doesn't matter where that roar came from. You're going to hear it because it just echoes. You know, if someone yells at the dining facility up here, you can hear it all the way through there. It just travels right down 18 and 17.
Steve Stricker was coming up 17 and made birdie. It was so loud because you're at the top of where all these little caverns are. It was like, whoa, like it kind of spooked me a little bit, but it was, you know, day one, I was definitely not thinking I was going to be nervous. I thought I was going to wait till Thursday of the tournament, but Rory teed off in front of us, and we had full gallery all the way around. So
the atmosphere out there was unbelievable. From the first shot to the end of the tournament, I was just doing my thing out there. I mean, honestly, I was not nervous. I was more excited than I was nervous. I wanted to see him perform to the best of his ability. And I thought I could help him achieve that as well, based on my years of experience out here. I mean, you gotta keep one thing in mind here. We've been looking forward to this for several years. Yeah. The announcement was made in 2010. My name is Eric Fritz. I caddied for Alex Smalley in the 2017 US Open.
Mike Swope, I caddied for Chan Kim.
My name's Corey Irish Galbelly. I caddied in 2017 US Open here at Erin Hills. I caddied for Aaron Rye, who's currently on the European Tour.
He shot 73, 1 over the first day, and then he got off to a rough start on Friday. He was actually 4 over par on the front side. So I knew he had to make several birdies on the back 9 to make the cut, because he goes out and he birdies 10, 11, 13, and 16, and we were on the cut line. We're at 1 over par with 2 holes to play, and I knew that 1 over was going to get in, and it basically came down to he had to make a 20-foot putt to make the cut at the US Open, and he wasn't about to leave it short. He gunned it about 5 to 6 feet by and missed the comebacker to miss it by 2 strokes. I felt sorry for him, but I also knew that he had a great time out there, and what a learning experience back then for a kid that's 20 years old. So I still looked at it as a positive experience. It's something that he can put in his back pocket and say, okay, the next time he gets in that position, that he's going to do things differently.
A lot of buzz. There's a lot of stuff going on. Relax, have fun. It was his first major. He knew he was playing in the British Open in another month. I'm just like, relax, have fun. He had friends come in from college and from his hometown, so they followed us, which was fun. And he was probably one of the more recognizable guys on the golf course after Monday, because, you know, there's this 6'3" guy hitting in a mile that, you know, is unique, and he would sign an autograph for anything. I mean, if any of those little ground squirrels would have asked him for an autograph, I'm sure he would have signed for them too. You know, every time we came up 17, there was this lemonade stand that was kind of where the cart path is now. And he's like, oh, that lemonade looks so good. I'm like, boss, I'll leave the bag. You carry the bag up. I'll go get you some. So little things like that as you see like around the day, just to kind of make it like, hey, we're just out here playing golf at Erin Hills.
And his demeanor was very well throughout the tournament. It was even when he double bogeyed, he just looked at me, said, we'll get it back next couple of holes, next 3 holes. And playing here got him a win in the on the European Tour the next year after the Open. So
I firmly believe that there's a specific strategy to play this golf course well, and you have to know where the misses are. Typically on this golf course, you don't want to go long. You don't want to short side yourself. You have to know the slopes. I feel that the back nine's about 2 shots easier typically than the front side. The par 5s are very gettable out here, but you've got to put your ball in the right position. Brooks Koepka, obviously, he utilized 2 of our caddies. I think that, you know, you put 2 and 2 together. Why did he win? Well, a couple of factors, but I believe one of the biggest factors is that he was filled in with some great in-depth knowledge of Erin Hills, which certainly attributed to his win.
Keep the ball in front of you. You have to know when it's good to go, when it's not good to go, when it's bogey is fine. With Chan, he hit the ball ungodly far. And we made a driver change Monday to Tuesday that went from he hit it far to he hit it really far. And in doing that, with the turf being as perfect as it was, you know, you're adjusting tee lines right out of the gate. Now I need you to hit it here because we're getting 8 more yards out of the driver, just pure carry, knowing where the slopes are. Having a player who hovers around the top 100 in the world, you know, he can hit those half yardages, like he can put it right here.
Then I said, let's hit some shots out of this fescue, because we're going to find a fescue at least a few times during this tournament. It's knee high and it gets buried out there, even if we find it. He did hit it a couple times into the fescue and did get out with a sand wedge. But his short game strategy was so well that, I mean, he took a flop shot on the green on 3 from top left to bottom right. Yeah, I was absolutely amazed by it.
For as far as he hits it, how good his short game was and how hard he worked at it. And kind of to Irish's point, we're talking 5, 6, 7 hours after round of bunker shots, pitch shots, runners, using different clubs, different lies, uphill, downhill, side hill. It was amazing how busy it was on the, you know, between the championship putting green and over there. It was, I mean, that's where everything was happening every single day.
There was one time on championship putting green, I think maybe half the field was on that putting green.
It was not, there was, I don't know what they were putting at.
Oh yeah.
There was no
the
room.
Guys were putting tees down literally on the putting green.
Kind of like the T-ball on 15 on Saturday, where they had a drivable par 4, a risk reward. I mean, I like to show the guests that, because it's about 288 from there with a front or a back left flag on there, and it's very gettable if you hit a great drive there. And I like to always show the guests there, especially if you get like a 5 handicap who can hit that shot, even like a 3 would if the wind's coming out the east there. But you know, I always like showing that.
I like to show them the second hole and the line that they took during the tournament, where if they fly the left edge of the bunker, it's straight downhill, and guys were actually getting on that green. And then I make it a point in all my rounds out here to show the guests where the Justin Thomas plaque, where it is, kind of show them the shot that he was confronted with. I just think people get a kick out of that. I see guests taking pictures out there all the time. You can see many divots by that plaque out there as well. Just, it's mind-boggling that somebody could, number one, hit it that far, and also hit it 8 feet 1 inches away also, and then take advantage of it and make the eagle to shoot 63. My prediction was, some of my friends were asking me what I thought was going to win the tournament, and I said 5 to 10 under. Obviously, once I saw that the first 3 days out here were virtually calm, you know, it was right for the scoring conditions.
The turf was perfect. I mean, I've said it a lot of different people. I've been to the Masters several times. I've been to the US Open, a bunch of different venues. I've been in the PGA Championship. Our turf is the best turf I had ever seen on a golf course. If it stays warm like this and the wind doesn't blow, I don't know what you know. I mean, the greens rolled perfect. Every lie that, you know, when you're finding a fairway, you know, the fine fescue sat up perfect. It did everything it was supposed to do. You know, all the contours like on 1. If you hit it to the right of the green, it rolled down. It was just perfect. Just the different things that you could have happen here.
Well, even the pros said they're the best greens they've ever putted on. I mean, numerous pros.
Faxon during the US or the Fox walk around in May, but was putting on the second green. He's like the best green I've ever putted in my life, hands down. It wasn't. He's like, I couldn't tell you what the close second would be. I mean, I would put this golf course against any other golf course in the world day in, day out.